All right, there you go. I'll wait for you here.
First, can you tell me the story of where my poop goes when I flush?
Not again.
Please, Dad.
All right. Jeez, no one would ever guess you're the son of a wastewater engineer. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Everything you flush down the toilet and put down the drain goes on a long and epic journey. It begins deep underground in the city's pipes, bringing everything you flush to one of the region's 13 wastewater treatment plants. Once at the plant, it's like a ride with two trains leaving the station. There's the blue train, called the liquids treatment train, and the green train, called the solids treatment train. Cleaning the water begins when the blue train passes through two screens. A big screen to collect all the large stuff like rags, bottles, and twigs, and a smaller screen to collect stuff like sand and pebbles. Not to mention all the things people flush down the toilet, like wipes, dental floss, and even your toy car, remember that? That reminds me, there are other things one shouldn't flush, such as old medicine. But you already knew that, right? The liquids are then pumped into these large holding tanks, where they just sit, so all that poopy stuff sinks to the bottom. More on that later. Meanwhile, the liquid on top is drained off, and that's where the party begins. There are trillions of tiny helpful bugs that just love eating particles of poop still in the wastewater. I know what you're thinking. It's awesome, right? All you have to do is blow air into this liquid and they go on a feeding frenzy. And when they're done eating, they settle out. The water is also then disinfected. Once that's done, it's no longer wastewater. It's now clean enough to be sent back into the Grand River to join the rest of its liquid buddies. So you're probably wondering, what happened to my poop? Well, remember when I said there were two trains? The stuff that sank to the bottom of those tanks I just mentioned got off the blue train, and now it's about to get on the green one. That's called the solids treatment train. The first step on the green train ride is what's called a digester. That's where another group of bugs get to work. It's another poop party. But unlike the bugs on the blue train, these guys don't like oxygen. So we force all the air out of the digesters to make the magic happen. These guys eat much more slowly, but when they're finished eating, they leave behind gas that can be collected and used to produce electricity, and something called biosolids. At this point, it's like thick brown soup. If we had to transport all this out of here, it would cost a fortune. Not to mention all of the greenhouse gases those trucks would produce. So instead, here at the region, we pump the soup into a big centrifuge. It's like a giant salad spinner that whips the mixture around really fast. As it spins, the liquid part of the soup flies off. What's left looks like soil, but we call it cake. But trust me, you wouldn't want to eat it. This stuff is pretty amazing. It has nutrients that can help the soil at farms or regreen dry tailings ponds at old mines. So we already do a lot to transform something you thought was a waste into a product. But as the region keeps growing, we may have to consider solutions that could better fit our needs. That includes considering new technologies to deliver more sustainable solutions. Got it?
I think so. You're saying that isn't a bathroom? It's a train station?
Yeah, you could think of it like that.
Now I'm going for a train ride.
Me too. All aboard.